Who's going fishing Sunday?
I am. Let's go.
Let's go.
I am.
I'm in.
What? Wait. Can you put that cat down?
Yeah.
The cat's in.
I was trying to be a Bond villain. I apologize.
Yeah.
It's warm by this fire, Buck.
We're not even in the fire. We need to jump in the current.
We got to cool off in the current.
I just want everyone to know. I mean, we say it all the time. You have 7 best friends when you tune into us every week.
And it's wild because we used to say that, but now it's so real.
And it was just a real existential morning, guys.
God, existential.
Did you short drift them?
Well,
That's a yes.
That's what the Canadians say. No bueno.
No bueno.
If there is a traditional Canadian saying, no bueno. And we are back. You are listening to the Rutten River Pursuit podcast. You're in the current.
Did you hear that current just start popping off?
Oh,
premature
it is
popping off.
It's
I
never
love
done
it.
that before.
Yes.
Well, it's an exciting week.
Hey, you know what? This is Reality Outdoor Radio, where our mission is to get you in the outdoors by connecting you with the skills, products, and people that you can trust.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Ryan. Who do I got with me?
This is Dave. I'm Kyle.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Will.
And it's Bucky.
I'm Steve.
I'm Steve.
Yeah. Why so serious?
Hi, Steve.
Good evening.
Steven.
I'm
Hello,
Steven.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, guys,
Sorry.
you know what, though? This episode is brought to you by Finn's Fishing. Finn's offers premium braided lines that are made in the USA.
Nice.
And they are custom designed for your specific application. I'm talking about whether you're punching mats.
I love punching mats.
I know you do, buddy. I know you do. If you're doing that, you're probably using Finn's original PRT braid or slinging a topwater lure with the shock absorbing line. You'll be fishing with a premium super line that is engineered for one specific purpose.
What's that, bud?
Helping you catch more fish.
Yeah, buddy.
And we could use it.
You know it. Finn's also offers a braid specifically designed, in my opinion, for Stevie. It helps reduce wind knots.
That's awesome. He's terrible.
Uh-huh. And they've got one that replaces the steel cables for your downriggers. So follow them on Instagram or Facebook by searching for Finn's Fishing and learn more about their products, or go ahead and place your order at finsfishing.com. Remember, Finn's fish is better.
Yeah, buddy.
Guys,
Yeah.
Ryan.
What's up, Doug?
I believe that this current is about to be as trout of control as any current we've had recently.
It's going to be trout of sight.
I think it's going to be trout of this world.
It should be. I mean, we're starting to wrap it
Yeah, it
up
ought to
on
be.
the trout season.
Well, don't jump ahead too quick. Because
I'm just saying it's
easy, bud.
I'm just saying it's the last week of Trout of Control.
I'm saying it's the last week of trout of control. We're not going to give up trout fishing. I just want people to relax a little bit.
Yeah. But here's the thing. We just experienced recently the statewide opener
Yeah. True.
of trout season.
And it was
The second
full on
one.
Trout Mageddon.
The second one, now it was the only...
The
it was-
official statewide opener
was
was.
the only statewide. But I think a couple of you guys had a pretty good day.
Better than yours.
I was with you.
Oh,
Better than mine.
Well, let's let Kyle go first.
Yeah, Kyle, how you been? bud?
How have you been this week?
I'm good.
How have you been this week, Kyle?
I've been better.
What's the matter?
I had my hopes up that I was going to be able to do some surf fishing down.
To shore, weren't you?
I was,
I didn't
but
see any pictures.
yeah, well, there's a reason for that.
Well, it wasn't on the koozie.
it's not a
I can
good
tell
one.
you that much.
It rained majority of the weekend, so I was unable to
man.
get out and try and slay the elusive striped bass out of the surf.
Oh,
but
man.
as I was sitting there loathing the rain and the weather,
Yeah.
it looked like you guys were enjoying some awesome conditions.
So that's it. You just didn't get out.
Didn't get out. I blew it.
That's it.
That's it.
End of story.
End of story. All she wrote. Mother Nature.
That's all she wrote.
Only thing you caught was cabin fever, huh?
Pretty much. But yeah, as I was sitting there, I kept getting little reminders of you guys and what you were up to, of some pretty awesome journeys.
Well, did
that-
you go down there for the sole purpose of fishing?
No, it was a joint family.
Like a mini vacation?
Yeah, it was like a joint family trip.
Okay.
But, I always bring my fishing stuff because I can usually get away a couple times throughout the weekend to go fishing. But
not at all. So you didn't get out at all. That's terrible. I feel bad for you.
it was
Bless your heart.
terrible.
Will, did you have any opportunity to do anything
Saturday.
epic?
Not as epic. My wife got to have an epic moment this weekend.
Saw some of this.
She actually won her techno hunt tournament.
Shut your mouth.
Congratulations, Miss Leanna.
Yeah, and which is really cool because this is a funny little story. She won it like 5 years ago, but she was the only chick at the time.
Right.
So like, it's been like 5 years of learning how to shoot a bow and being, a little bit more consistent with it, that she was able to actually get back on top. And now there's like 10 chicks.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
And she still won. Way to go.
Yeah, and she finished. I don't remember where she
Like
finished.
16th or something.
Yeah,
overall.
she finished rather high, and over a bunch of guys.
Very cool.
It was cool. I was really happy for her. She was extremely happy, and
That's great.
she loves winning. So,
Well, congratulations, Leanna.
Absolutely.
Yeah, congrats,
that's-
Leanna.
That's pretty awesome. I think congratulations are in order for another person sitting around this table.
Mr. Phil Buckman.
No, I'm going to go with David Kyle.
David Kyle. That's what I said.
Because he shot his first 3D
Brickerville.
Brickerville.
Oh, yeah. You guys did
Oh.
some shooting.
We got out on Sunday. Shot the 26th annual Bow Hunters Festival.
We talk about
Central
that every
PA.
year.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That was
for
cool.
us, right? Yeah.
Like a
And they
tradition.
got like 5 courses, and
Yeah, it's a big event.
we got through 2 of them.
This
And-
is one where you shoot over the.
Did you guys launch one over the lake?
Oh, we launched them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have any to retrieve?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have to take a penalty stroke?
No. Nope. Didn't land in the water, but didn't hit it either, but it didn't land in the water.
It was it was an 85-yard over a pond into an elk, and there was a bear as well, and it was cool. They had it set up completely different, not completely different, but different from last year. So, it was just it was cool that there's a little bit different setup from year to year, but
Yeah.
for the most part,
they change it around.
yeah, and I think that was interesting for me because I was expecting it to be, like last year.
So-
But we got to shoot with Josh Myers from Kinsey's Outdoors.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we met up with the Lane Train from In the Presence.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. It's good to see those guys.
Yeah.
One funny thing, though, on the first target, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
We step up to the shooting spot. Will hands me the rangefinder and says, range this.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
I range it, I say 25. He shoots. It didn't go well. And he's like, what was it? It was like 25. He's like, can't be. He grabs the rangefinder. It's like 35. Here I hit the shot. You needed to
Really?
you needed to thread the needle between 2 boulders.
You hit the boulder.
And I must have ranged the boulder. So after
Rookie
that,
move.
That's day
after
one
that,
stuff.
Will
I feel like
was
that
the
was
ranger.
intentional.
He ranged the rest of the targets.
feel that was
100%.
intentional.
Yeah, and so I
mean,
launch an arrow down through the woods,
on the first.
Into
on
a
the
boulder.
absolute first target.
So I wanted to ask you guys, is that how were you ranging before you shot at all the targets?
Some.
Okay.
I mean, you had like
We were like guessing, and then we would range it
yeah.
just to work on that.
Yeah. That's
That thing.
that's part of I love the idea of an unknown distance 3D course where nobody's going to turn up their nose if you're using a rangefinder.
Right.
So what you do is you go up and you guess it.
Yeah.
And then maybe you take a shot or not, and then you range it so you know for sure. But work
Some of
on
it's
being able
harder.
to judge distance.
Some of it's harder because the targets are all different sizes too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they look closer than they really are because they're bigger.
What was the smallest target in the course that you shot?
Like a little,
Like hen turkeys.
some turkeys and then like a gopher.
Yeah.
And how far would they put those out?
Groundhog. Sorry.
Oh, they
Whistle
were like
pig.
30 yards.
All right.
But I mean, we had everything from 15 out to 85. So,
Did anyone hit the 85?
Yeah, Josh did.
Josh Myers, the machine. He
also set up the targets and
Did he practice it?
he's just a machine.
Yeah,
he really
he's just
is. Like
on.
he is just on. He doesn't need a rangefinder. He's one of those guys that sleeps with his bow, basically.
That's cool.
And I love it. I aspire to be like that guy. But it doesn't matter where it is.
He lives and breathes.
Yeah, you can
archery.
tell, right?
Yeah, but that's a great event. I suggest everybody go to it. It's a very nice place.
What's it called again? What's the official name?
It's at Camp Mac in Brickerville, and it's like Central PA Bow Festival.
Yeah, Bow Hunters Fest.
Bow Hunters Festival. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Check it out.
definitely.
But it's always in the spring.
Is that where they do that nighttime raccoon hunt?
Yes. Yeah, we missed it again this year. But I would like us to do a lot more of that kind of stuff, and
It's good exercise. We just did the 2 courses and we walked a lot.
We're pretty tired out
Yeah.
there.
There's another big one that they do in Forksville that I think we should try to do.
Get it on the koozie.
Yeah.
That's in September.
Yeah, that one.
Forksville?
Yeah.
It's next to Spoons.
That's next to Spoonstown, isn't it?
Just up the road.
Yep.
Oh, a piece.
Knifeville Ridge down the
Hang a left on Sport.
hang a left on Spork.
What's the matter with us?
Let's get back to Trout of Control here.
Oh my gosh.
But that was fun, epic.
That was.
So we got to get out and shoot the bows this weekend.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Did anybody fish this weekend?
No.
Bucky!
A couple people.
I will admit that I contracted AOT over the weekend.
Did you?
AOT?
That sounds gross. What is that?
Yeah, I learned that from last episode. Adult onset trout fishing.
So you got inflicted.
I've been inflicted, and it's like the zombie apocalypse. It's
Bucky
maybe
caught
In
the
what
nymph.
way?
Trout-armageddon, maybe, if you will.
Tell us all about it. Bud.
Where's the zombie part?
The whole deal.
Something was dead and then now it's alive. What?
Well, the dead trout fisherman inside of me is the sleeper has awoken.
Oh, wow.
It was an epic day, and that is putting it mildly.
From
I would
start
say.
to finish, really.
Yeah, and even before it started, the anticipation the night before, I got it. I mean, I could barely
Did you?
sleep.
Yeah.
Restless.
It'll do it to you.
I was awake at 1:30. I was awake at 2:30.
Did you pee or was it just
No, just waking up is the time. Like it was like Christmas Eve, and then finally 3:30 arrived, guys, and
It was go time.
it was go time. Woke up my oldest son, hooked up the boat,
On
and we were
purpose?
on the road. Yes, he came with us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that was part of the epicness of the day too.
Yeah, it was funny when I met you guys at the Rudders. Tyler came out and he shook my hand and he's like, "Good to meet you." And I thought, and I actually said to him, I said, "Haven't I met you before, or is it just like from Facebook
You're
pictures
like,
that I know?"
hey,
you?" 'Cause
man.
I really no, like I felt like I already knew him, but it was just from the Facebook pictures and stuff. So it was funny.
Yeah, and it was from that point, he didn't sleep on the way down. From the time I woke him up, until we got onto 81 North to go back home, he finally took a nap.
Really?
And that's not like him.
Yeah, you
I
put
mean,
him down.
Yeah, we all put him down. He had a great day. He was grinning like a Cheshire cat, but we got to talk about this day. So after Rudders,
Yeah.
we met there, 5:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were headed up to Cowan's Gap.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop me along
Spot
the way
burn.
of this trip.
We'll have to bleep that out.
Buddy, there's no way you could burn that spot. There was so many people there.
there is no secret.
Well, we got up there a little before 6, and there was boats on the water,
Yeah.
and
But
the
a
banks
line
were
for the
lined-
ramp.
a line
But
for the
we
ramp.
only had to wait for one boat to go in before
No,
we
there was
started.
already a line.
Before we started putting our boats in.
It was the line.
There was already a line.
Nice.
Well, once we showed up with 3 boats, there was definitely a line.
There was a line.
And believe it or not, we all got in and out of that ramp.
I was super impressed by Bucky. when he's got that huge truck.
Yeah.
And his boat trailer is obviously was, I think, the longest of the three.
Yeah.
And
someone's compensating.
it was a tight squeeze.
That's not an easy ramp
on this launch.
Yeah.
And boy, when Bucky first pulled up, I thought, this isn't happening. Like, there's no way that this is going to work.
You know what I found works?
Boy, he whipped her around.
One guy gets out and stands on the ramp and yells left and right.
Oh no, we had headlamps
Waving
going.
hands.
I had great
We had a
We had a great support team.
taxi control, if you will.
Hunter just
Ground
stood there
control.
looking around. It was very
Zero
effective.
communication.
Yeah, we had him yell out the commands.
Uncle Buck.
Meep,
It was like Uncle Buck to ground control.
meep, meep.
No, but yeah, Bucky, you did a great job backing that in, bud.
You guys helped me and gave me the confidence. I was sweating it, and I wasn't going to let it show. Though.
But we went 3 for 3.
Yeah,
Three boats,
bam, bam,
on the
bam.
water, moved them in and moved them out.
And I ultimately felt like as long as we don't slam one of our boats onto the ramp, we were winners.
And tie up the whole launch.
Which we saw.
Which we saw again this year.
Yeah.
While you guys were
Luckily,
parking
Stevie and Tyler are super strong and just picked that
Yeah.
boat back up.
No way.
Boat
Yeah.
on the
Those
trailer.
jumping jacks are paying off.
Is that why you were
Really?
benching? Like,
We was.
He was over there benching 200
So
earlier
this is
tonight.
when we were
That's
putting
like
back
300,
in.
I
When
think.
we-
No, this is when they were launching. You and Ryan were up
Yeah,
parking.
you guys
your
were
truck and
parking trailers. It was just. It was a small. I mean, it was a gigantic.
it was a small crash.
a whaler.
It was a. Yeah, it was a.
So
small-
it happened.
It did happen.
And
Oh,
how
yeah,
did I
it did.
How am I just now finding this out? And we fished for 6 hours together.
There was.
I
had a
think we
lot of
talked
other
about it
stuff
while you were
going on.
making eggs.
Yeah.
Wait, hey, you're jumping ahead.
That's it.
But we got into the water,
Yeah.
and then
So you were loathing the fact that someone didn't tell you that someone dropped the boat on the ramp.
That's a tricky ramp because it's steep and people.
Single lane.
Yeah, single lane. And
Then
people
what?
Might untie a little early.
So then
Here's
what happened?
a tip though. If you have
Just a tip.
if you
Hurry.
have a
We're playing that
roller,
game.
if you have roller bunk trailer, do not
Jack the
unstrap
brakes.
or anything
Yeah.
like that until you're close to
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah.
Because this guy again,
Or in the water.
he had a roller bank trailer, and of course the rollers work the way they should.
he freshly lubed him up for the season.
Yeah, yeah, and boom, there his boat was laying on the ramp. So continue.
We got her though.
Sorry for that public service
No.
announcement.
Holy cow.
So there's 3 boats in the water, 2 people per boat, right?
Right on.
Right.
Perfect.
6 people.
6 people
I
total.
just
I
got the
like
math
those
on it.
odds.
Yes.
Just got it.
Yes. All right, Bucky. Now pick up your story.
And Stevie leads the way
Let's do this.
like a field champion bird dog, which we will later find. He put us on the X.
Yep.
We get all anchored up out there, settled in.
Like a goose hunter.
Oh, yeah.
He nailed
No,
it.
we had a party barge going on. Yeah, it was like a raft party in the middle of summer.
And when we got out there, there was probably at least 30 boats already out on the lake.
a lot.
There's
Really?
several. Yeah, there's a lot
It's-
out there.
It's 6, whatever.
There was
You can't start fishing until 8.
Exactly.
right.
Oh, and public service announcement for anybody fishing with the Deke.
PSA.
Don't drop your anchor and tie off on the side of your boat. You'll just get ridiculed the whole day
Really?
for anchoring off the side of your boat. You're supposed to anchor off the nose.
Or the tail.
Yeah,
Bow
bow
or
or
stern.
stern. Don't anchor off the side of your boat.
He anchored in the
Heaven help
middle,
you.
and he just like spun around that. I anchored on the bow and just spun around that instead.
Which is a bigger circle. I made small circles.
I was keeping my space.
I don't know.
But the other 2 boats had 2 anchors.
I did drop a second one then because I felt bad because I was spinning.
Don't spin.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tell us how you really feel.
So we had once we got launched and got to our spot, we had like an hour and a half to go.
But we came prepared.
We came prepared.
We
How did we
learned.
kill that time?
Were
bud?
you guys playing cards?
Yeah.
We learned.
We were
Pinochle.
playing Go Fish.
Pinochle, go
No,
fish.
no.
There you go. War.
I think we learned an important lesson from the Shad trip the week before. And that was there was a special request for Chef Needlenose
to bring a spatula.
To bring his spatula with him this week.
Bucky Two Tongs,
if you will. We cooked a pretty good breakfast.
Oh, Bucky, that was a
sandwich.
phenomenal egg
Why
sandwich.
is he? There's things that he slow rolls that kills me. We cooked a pretty good breakfast. Like, come on, we all saw pictures.
We didn't cook it.
We ate a pretty good breakfast.
We ate a pretty good breakfast.
It was pretty
but
epic.
Chef Needlenose cooked the pretty good breakfast.
It was, if I don't say so myself,
You have to now.
it hit the frickin' spot.
Did you say it was existential?
It was existential, and at the
It
same.
was missing Scrapple, though. I'm just going to put that out there.
I agree. We could have some Scrapple with a
Spoken
little
like
bit
a
of
true
syrup on the
Dutchman.
side.
The Pennsylvania trifecta.
We had bacon, sausage patties, and then we threw in scrambled eggs, scrambled the eggs up, and made some breakfast sandwiches.
Cheese.
Oh, we did put
Breakfast
some cheese
subs. These weren't
breakfast
sandwiches.
These are subs.
No hot dog rolls. These were on hoagie rolls.
hoagie rolls.
Hoagies and grinders.
Jeez.
And they were delicious. But while we were making these up,
Meatloaf
I do need to
sandwich.
interject this because the Buckman boys were having an awakening as well. While nature was awakening, we were waking up to the fact that the entire lake was surrounded by people as well.
Shoulder to shoulder on the shoreline.
And he said, Dad, you weren't kidding. This is a sight to see. Because when we went there, I said, Bud, I have no preconception right now. We are going to we're going to wait at the dock to get the boat in. We're going to have to wait to start catching fish. Who knows how many times we're going to get tangled in everybody. I was just expecting this, everybody. And it was just kind of our amazing. We were there for the experience besides just the trout fish.
Yeah.
And boy, did we get it. I mean, Cowan's Gap had it. And just eating that sandwich and taking in that sight and what a beautiful setting that lake is in.
You could smell the campfires from the campground. The campground had to be packed too. When we fished down that way by the campground, that looked full.
And people walking back and forth. You got the smells, and it's this lake on top.
It's a beautiful
of a mountain.
Oh yeah.
And with the peaks, and I can't wait to get back. I want to go back up in the summer when there's foliage everywhere up on those mountainsides. I just for the different look. It was first time there. Oh my gosh! And then the excitement leading up to it. Steve, every 2 minutes.
That's a long.
What time is it?
At about 30 minutes to go, Stevie got on a 5-minute pattern.
It went to 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and then 10 minutes to
shortened
go.
it.
It was 2 minutes. Stevie was asking what time it was.
I believe it was Tyler that was the one checking the clock, right?
He was the clock man.
He was relaying the time, and then Steve was letting the leg know. 8 minutes.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah.
It's just like him.
People need to know.
Well, and when it's 8 o'clock, the local firehouse turns on its
Someone
siren.
cranked something up. Yeah.
There's definitely a siren going off somewhere, and you knew it was 8 o'clock.
And every one of us had our lines in the water before that siren ended.
Yep. Get them.
And I think we might have had, 2 on within the second cast?
Yeah, actually, Hunter did land on his first cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was throwing the powered bait.
And then somebody else had their second cast, I think, right? DK?
Probably Stevie.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think it was you, DK.
It could have been.
You guys were lighting them up on the Castmasters, right?
Go figure.
Not only did Stevie put us right there on the X where every cast was in a zone, but Stevie told me, Buck, pick up 1/8 ounce
The brown
Castmaster brown trout.
Did he tell you to cast it on
You
the
know
other
what's
side?
funny is he was using the chrome though. He didn't use that.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Typical Stevie on
I
that
couldn't
one.
get the 1/8 ounce. I had to get the 1/4 ounce.
You couldn't. They didn't have the chrome.
They
when
did.
you-
They had that in the 1/4, and that's what Tyler was throwing. But I had the 1/4 ounce brown trout, and I caught just same size, no difference really. But wow, what a fun way to catch fish though,
Isn't
off
it?
those Castmasters.
Yeah.
I love the subtle.
Do you guys
hit.
remember when I caught a muskie?
No.
Or I mean a northern pike with a Castmaster?
I do.
Did you?
blue and white one, I want to say.
Up there in Lake
In Nipigon.
Lake
Did you remember I sent you that picture because
I do.
Okay, I just wanted to.
He just wanted to let you know.
Remind him.
I remember.
I remember that in my mind's eye.
I pitched and pitched and pitched. I'm like, I'm catching him.
One way or another.
Northern pike
It's
on
happening.
this Castmaster.
And sure enough, those but the trout, and I think we were catching mostly brookies, didn't we?
They were
Yeah,
all brookies.
I think
They were all
broke.
brookies.
That's all they stocked up
Stocked.
there.
And Goldens. There were
Yeah.
Goldens stocked in that.
Yeah.
I heard a few folks yell, Palomino!
Yeah.
And we quickly corrected them.
Golden trout.
did you?
Golden rainbow.
Excuse me, sir.
And what was neat when at the end of the day, we did see a kid with a nice sized golden rainbow.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
that warmed my heart.
Yeah.
That a kid could take that home and get that.
Buck, that is
mounted.
every year those little kids catch bigger fish than all of us.
And that's all. See, that
Got
is
the
great.
magical powers.
Yeah.
There's trout, no.
But the whistle went, and I tell you what, every cast we were practically getting a bump, a hit.
Well, Stevie had his limit by 8:15.
There was a couple times where we all we had triple. We had
We had
tripled
tripled,
up. Yeah, so we were
quadrupled.
double, triple, and it was
Action
crazy.
was hot all morning.
Yeah.
Except for me.
Yeah.
In
well,
true R2 style, I was slow rolling it.
Are you new to this trout
No,
thing?
you went pretty quick up
relatively
until
new.
a certain point.
No, I was not the last person to catch my fifth fish.
No, you were not.
However, I was the last person to get my limit. I had a bit of an issue on my fifth fish.
Check those rags.
Let me guess. Stevie tried landing it for you.
No, this was all me.
Stevie
went
wasn't even in the same boat, bud.
The lesson learned. I'll
Still,
jump ahead in
he
the
can
story.
short drift you.
The lesson learned is don't yell limit until it's on the string.
Yeah.
So I
Do you
hooked
ever
a
notice
fish.
how, like, when I first started watching Spirit of the Wild, I was like, I started filming and I'd pick up my arrow and I'm like, where did we see this before?
Yeah.
Like, just like Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
But then I never recovered a deer.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I'm never doing that again.
Erase. Don't yell limit till it's on the stringer because
You're like, well,
I
where
hooked
have we seen this
I hooked
before?
this fish and I actually lifted it up into the boat and I'm looking at it and it's just laying on the deck of the boat and I'm like, it's not an exceptionally large brook trout, but it had a hook jaw on it,
Ooh.
like a big old
Salmon.
beast salmon. And I'm like, wow, that is amazing. And it was a nice little lip hook. I undo the hook and I pick it up to show Steve and DK. I'm like, guys, look at the hook jaw on this thing. And they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, it's
Thud plop.
Yeah, I heard it hit the water and I went, son of a.
2 hours later.
Yeah. Guess I had to keep fishing. And guess who was the last guy to catch his fifth fish?
The Buckman boat made it.
Took a little while.
So
you guys were just pitching. Nobody was long lining.
we had some lines out.
I did. I actually, of the five that I caught, 3 of the 5 were on lines where I was kind of soaking while I was fishing.
But I mean, like,
We weren't trolling.
we didn't troll.
No. There's too many boats.
Oh my gosh.
You just dudes will do it.
Well,
Oh yeah, we saw him.
yeah, we had a guy try.
One thing though,
We had guy try.
Stevie and I were texting each other like earlier in the week and maybe even like 2 weeks ago of like I was asking him because I'm not familiar with this lake other than ice fishing it. I was like, are there crappie up there? Are there bass in this lake?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking past the trout. Like it'd be pretty cool could we catch more than one species
the
type
Pennsylvania
day?
trifecta.
And I boated my 5th fish, and Stevie was already done 15 minutes before that. And he looks at me, and he's like, bass and crappie, let's do this.
Let's roll.
So we switch up a little gear. We're still kind of in our little anchored up party, and we're starting to throw the Ned rigs, the other type gear, some crappie magnets and other stuff, and we're looking for the other species. So that was fun to do that.
Yeah.
And Stevie actually did land a bass.
Yeah, I got a little dink bass.
Yeah, I think the trout were bigger.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. That was my first open water bass of the year.
There you
now that
go.
I think about it. Yeah.
Overall, I was really amazed at how well people did get along for considering how many boats, how many lines were being casted throughout that lake.
Yeah.
I think we only crossed up, and it was you and I who crossed up at one point.
And it was because you had switched up to the Ned
I was
rig.
fishing a different technique, and it just happened.
You guys were like Lone Star and Lord Helmet.
That's exactly what I said.
My Schwartz was big.
Yeah.
He did say that.
It was shoulder to shoulder on the shoreline, but even that, like I'm watching the guys that we were looking directly at while we were casting into Stevie's hole, and like they were all, everybody's getting along.
Yeah.
They're all laughing and joking. As soon as somebody hooks one, guys are going for a net or doing something. Like everybody was just helping everybody.
That's great.
And it's everything that opening day's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Everybody was serious, but not to a point where it was too serious.
Bucky, how's that compared to the opening day of crappie?
Well, the great thing about it is there is no opening day to crappie. You can catch crappie 24/7, 365 if you want to, but
Except leap year.
yeah, and that's an extra day that God gave you.
So, what are you saying? It doesn't compare.
There is no first day of
Well,
crappie. No,
you get it now, right?
But yeah, there is no like, hey, it's the first day of crappie.
Let's get up.
Yeah.
3 hours before sunrise and drive an hour and a half.
Right, and the cherry on top was my son was with me. It was like my little guy.
Can you indulge and tell me that it was like
it was wonderful, Will.
Oh,
I drove home. I was grinning like a Cheshire cat, and I think Tyler was too the entire day.
The second time I heard Bucky yell backpack, it was quickly followed up by, I love trout fishing.
It was.
He's
it
yelling
was fun.
it across the lake.
I've been slow rolling it, but it was freaking. It was a blast, and it's different than crappie fishing. It's different than bass fishing.
Yeah,
and I think I got caught up in the day too. I mean, the spirit of the day took me away. We had a great breakfast,
like cow gone.
The brotherhood again. A recent. I've stated in a recent Instagram post. It's the brotherhood on the boat was phenomenal. Just the only regret is not having more of us and our people with us, and not being able to share it with more people.
That's how you know it's good. Is that you loathe the people that weren't there.
No, I didn't.
And they loathe you back.
I don't. I love those people, and that's
No,
why
no, no.
I wanted them
I'm
there,
just saying.
I know.
We're tying it in.
Yeah,
Right.
you resist like that. Those
darn
moments
you!
where
Why aren't you here?
Yeah.
it's like bittersweet because
Yes.
it's so great, and you just wish everyone was there to share.
Not all opening days are alike. The weather was perfect.
yeah.
Like you
that
couldn't have
would be
asked
that.
for a better weather day. Like, it was just
How good of weather?
perfect
We used to get up and do the same thing for like 0 trout
in 30 degrees,
in rain.
and rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was
There'll
just
be
gonna,
just as many people, but they won't be as happy.
I was just going to say,
Or is nice to each other.
I'm afraid that first time for me, that might be the Everest of my trout fishing. Though I may never obtain that feeling again.
That's one of the
It's
better.
never as good as your first time, bud.
And that was an epic day. How can you repeat that?
He's done fishing now. Thanks, Deke.
No, I'm done.
But Bucky, that's like the
I'm
one.
hanging it up, Deke. Thanks.
That's like one of the biggest positives, like of like having that opening day is building that tradition, and like Will said, they've been. We've all grown up around this from the time we were kids. Of that's the big PA. Like the two big events are opening day of trout and opening day of deer rifle season. It's just that tradition is what makes it so enjoyable.
And at the same time, I was putting together what I've learned this month on the shows.
Yeah.
And learning and feeling blessed that I happen to live in Pennsylvania, where I can catch 5 different species of trout.
Yeah.
Where you have an unheard of cooperation between private clubs and the state boat and fish commission. That it's amazing. It's blessed. Thank you, PA, let me be the one. Let the foreigner to this state be the one to say, thank you, PA. Well done. I will forever buy a trout stamp, and I will never call it an eagle feeding stamp ever.
How many years did it take you for that?
Forever.
A while.
I've lived in this state since November of 97.
That's a long time, bud.
I think it was well worth the wait.
Oh, yeah. To get that
it
day?
was great. Next year, on opening day, when we're on that lake,
it'll be sweet.
and we're handing out soggy sausage and egg sandwiches because it's pouring down
With
rain,
heaters
and we
and-
can't
And
hold the
Steve
umbrella.
will be like, "Where's your
over the
bimini top?
sandwich."
I told you never to buy."
But, you know,
It'll still be epic.
yeah. You remember last year? 73
perfect.
degrees. Yeah. But thank you, brothers. Thank you. Epic day.
Oh, we can't forget though. Out of the 6 guys, and however many trout were caught after our limits when we were searching for bass and crappie,
Oh, yeah.
3 of us caught trout on a Ned rig.
Oh, here
Yeah.
we go.
Just saying, is that my 5th species on a Ned rig?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
You're probably keeping count.
Oh, I am.
The
But
North American
Quintuplet.
something like that.
yeah, just got to get the. Well, I had the walleye. It's kind of a toothy critter, but not quite the musky or pike toothy critter. So,
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
We'll get you one in a couple weeks.
And we happen to be recording early this week, not on a Thursday. We're on a Tuesday. So we've talked about Sunday.
Yeah.
How about tonight? Did anybody do anything tonight on the way here?
Well,
Stevie?
I trout fished.
how'd you do?
How'd
I
it
did
go?
Okay. Got a couple.
Where?
you sound really excited
What's
about
that?
that, bud.
Oh, yeah. Where's the.
Yeah, I hate fishing.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any pictures
I don't want to talk
I didn't
about
have
my
a lot of
fishing.
time because I don't like
Okay.
to.
But,
to brag about
but the
fishing.
trout you caught tonight.
Yeah.
What'd you catch? How'd you catch them? Besides fishing with a,
No,
Ned
that
rigs?
was with the Castmaster.
All right. Was it the
Yeah.
chrome or?
This was with the brown trout.
All right.
Because I still had that. I haven't fished in 2 days. I still had that tied on. And
2 whole days?
2 whole days.
Were you getting the shakes, bud?
I was getting.
Were you getting the DTs?
Poor feller.
Get this man some fishing.
No, dude, just more fishing, more trout. You gotta make hay while the sun shines on the trout. I was surprised there were still fish and there were still trout in the lake. To be honest with you, because it gets fished out quick.
Yeah, it gets fished out quick, and then the other thing too is when the temperatures start getting up there.
Yeah,
then-
trout is definitely a cold water bite.
Yeah, and you can catch trout in the summertime, but you gotta search
Yeah.
for
It's
that.
not.
You gotta find it.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, a lot of guys try to avoid catching trout in the summertime. You know, the diehard fly fishermen, just because of the
Stress on the
stress
fish.
on the fish. Yeah. So some guys won't fish, in July, August, whatever, when the water's really hot, just for that reason. But there were some still there, and we still have several stockings left throughout the state. So there's still plenty of time, even into May. Like Cowan's Gap is
It'd be a
stocked.
good spring.
Yeah, into May still. So we still got plenty of time.
Thank goodness for the program we have. Anybody else?
Well,
Ryan?
here's the thing. I've been seeing a lot of pictures on Facebook here recently of bass
Yeah,
being caught.
yeah.
So I thought, it's podcast night.
Mm-hmm.
Work was a little slow. I figured I'm just going to kick out just a little bit early.
Nice.
And I didn't put anything on the koozie because it was a last minute thing.
Yeah, I didn't see
And
anything.
I would hate to invite somebody along
To catch
not
fish.
knowing how it's going to go.
Oh, you sound like Deke now.
So here's the thing.
It sounds like
Hey, I
got
agree. I
deep.
understand, bud.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You should
I
read
know what
Deke's
you're
So I
saying.
thought I'd check out a new spot not far from.
You're scouting
the
for the
podcast.
group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I completely understand.
You better not understand.
I think I found us a pretty good spot.
Did you?
Yeah, there's
so.
a trophy lake not far from here.
Trophy Bass Lake.
Bass Lake. That's had a lot of habitat improvement. We talked about it before. It's Speedwell Forge.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe I'd go wet a line, see how things are going.
Don't you tell me you hammered.
What'd
So-
you do?
What I need
What'd
to
you
tell
do,
you
young
guys,
man?
if it wasn't 8 pounds, it was all butt. Like I didn't have my
All
scale
but
with
what?
me.
A stump?
Do you have a selfie?
No. If it wasn't 8 pounds, it was all but 8 pounds
Oh.
Do you have a selfie?
of gear that I lost.
You
Fishing
lost
in
8
that lake.
pounds of gear.
Slow roll down.
Between
I was getting ready to flip this table because you
Between
caught an 8-pounder. Didn't tell us.
crankbaits and lipless cranks and Ned rigs and you name it, I broke it off in the bottom of that lake.
Did
There's
you?
so much structure in that lake.
Oh, they
you
got some
can't even
habitat
fish it.
going on, don't they?
He's using
Can't
4-pound
fish
line.
it.
Can you put a boat in that lake?
Absolutely. It's kayaks. I think it's electric only. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe you need to go vertical. It sounds like a good crappie lake.
It's
There's a lot
an
of
amazing.
structure
Here's
down there like
here's
that.
the thing.
I
I
don't
lost.
know what's in it.
Are you guys
They-
ready? What's
Yeah.
the date today? Because it's
16th.
It's still the early part of April.
Yeah.
I lost a whopper plopper tonight because I was
You
throwing
didn't
top
swim
water.
for that?
I was throwing top water because they were blowing up on top water.
Seriously.
April 16th.
Wow.
Explosions on the water.
I wonder how
That
Cowan's Gap was 55.
that body of water is so full
not in the
of
mountains,
structure
like
and the
Cowan's
rock
Gap.
bottom
Yeah.
on that thing is amazing. But you get hung up on it so much.
Any hits or any strikes that you?
I don't know. They felt like rocks.
You were setting the hook pretty hard.
I didn't know there was.
I envisioned this, and then I talked to Will actually, and I told him that I just was breaking off everything. It was frustrating me, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell him. It was all but 8 pounds.
You had me.
Of gear.
Bless
You
your
had me.
heart, bud. Bless
You
your
had
heart.
me.
So you
had me
can
at
fish
8
from the
pounds.
bank there.
You can't even throw me back in. I swallowed the hook.
There's a number of places.
Is it?
They actually have really, really nice, like a fishing,
Pier.
not really a pier because it isn't out into the water, but
Outcropping.
Dock.
it's like a crow's nest almost built on the edge of the lake, and it was beautiful. Like I had a bag and my backpack and an extra rod
Just
and
a
everything
nice little
leaned
evening.
right up there, and go through my gear and put on one new lure at a
There's
time and keep
so
breaking them
much
off.
structure there. It's funny. If you go online, you can see they did a whole restoration project to this lake that you never get to see. People don't put this much time and energy and money into a
It's
fishery.
silly.
Yeah.
And I'm breaking off lipless crankbaits because I'm getting hung up on stuff.
Wow.
Which is, it is what it is. But then when I see all these topwater blowups, I'm like, you know what? I won't lose? Topwater. It's way too early, but oh man, if I catch something on a whopper plopper in April,
you'll be king.
it'll be epic.
Yeah.
And then I lose that one because I get it tangled up in some of the treetops that are sticking up out of the water. I was like, I'll run it right by this, it'll blow up. Oh, except when I get the trebles hooked in it. Dang it. So here's the thing.
That was a bunch
Nobody
of
should
treble.
go there yet in a kayak until I get a chance to go and recover some of my lures.
You need to run your mom up.
I'm going to take my mom up there and
Get her
get some
wet.
of my tackle back.
Cool.
Hmm.
Well,
You had me, man.
I know, Bucky.
You had
I
me.
set you up.
But that's the guy I am. I wanted to hear the best.
Yeah.
I wanted
8-pounder.
I wanted you to have an 8-pound
Me
bass.
too.
And I was going to be happy and full of joy over it.
Yeah.
Instead, you've got
Instead, I have an
joy
empty tackle box.
out of my foolishness in a way.
Yeah.
But good on
who
you,
would,
bud.
who would think
Good
Ryan
on
could
you.
catch an 8-pound bass?
You son of a...
he got one over.
I wanted to believe in you, bud. God bless you.
Well, this is going to wrap up.
Don't you say it.
This is wrapping up Trout of Control
Stop
April,
it.
Right?
No.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah.
Stevie.
This is it.
Say it isn't so.
Well,
But
so-
we have something up on
Bucky-
the horizon.
Bucky was like 2 shows ago. It's trying to control stuff. Very quick. I can't. You guys try to controls.
I can't believe we need to talk about trout.
Now he's like, Stevie,
hooked.
don't say it's over. Please keep it going. Try to control one more month.
Yeah, well, at least
wanna
another
do another
week.
month?
At least a week or two.
Another month? Don't leave me trout in the
At
open.
least until the next stocking.
We can't do it, Buck.
Bucky-
We got another season coming up. We got to
We're coming up in
Oh.
May.
get gobbling on.
What? You got to be kidding.
Hint, hint.
I'm not kidding you.
That'd be total mayhem.
It's a good little teaser.
I like
You
it.
got there.
Until then,
So I feel some hunger pains setting in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Smells a little smoky in here.
I need me some burn ends.
Well, that's good because there'll be some burnt ends because this episode is brought to you in part by Smoke in the Grove Barbecue Competition in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, being held July 26th and 27th. Smoke in the Grove Barbecue Competition will have more than 60 pro teams competing for cash prizes and a chance to go to the annual Jack Daniel's World Championship Invitational in Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Ooh, wow.
And the American Royal being held in Kansas City, Missouri. These are big competitions for barbecuers.
Those are the cities I think of and just make my mouth water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
straight
They know
to us.
barbecue. There'll also be backyard competitors competing for other cash prizes and plenty other events. With great food, great music, and great people, Smoke in the Grove Barbecue Competition looks to create a tradition that we hope you and your family become a part of year after year.
I know,
Man,
I'm going back.
it should be a good competition.
Love me them burn ends.
Where do you go? SmokingTheGrove.com.
Yes, you do. Check it out. It's a free event to attend. So come on out, enjoy yourself. Lots of things to do.
It's another one of those
Nice.
events where you feel like a rock star. You're like, you just walk right in.
They waved me right through.
They told me I was a VIP.
Love it.
well, I can't wait for that July to get here.
But until
Tasty.
then, if you want to have some tasty meat,
Well, do tell. Do tell.
head on over to mfjerky.com.
MFJerky.com.
Go to mfjerky.com.
Make sure you use promo code JerkyPursuits15
Jerky Pursuits 50.
and get 15% off everything on the website that you
buddy.
order.
The
All of it.
entire website.
Snack sticks,
entire
jerky,
website.
coffee.
Try those new snack sticks.
They're spicy
snacky.
and teriyaki.
The
Snack
whole
sticks.
kit and caboodle.
So after you fill up that cart at mfjerky.com, Stevie, where can they find us?
On Spotify, iHeartRadio.
You know what? Here's the thing. I actually do heart radio.
Yeah.
Who else hearts
And
radio?
now you guys too can heart the radio and get your reality outdoor radio in at the same time.
Oh,
That's
look how I did
wonderful.
that.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You tease.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts.
Boom.
Check us out on all the social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Facebook.
RuttenRiverPursuits.com.
Don't forget to check out the YouTubes.
Check out them YouTubes.
Rutten
Rut and River
Pursuits
Pursuits Podcast.
Boom.
April was Trout of Control.
It was.
Loving it.
Another epic month, guys.
Great work.
Well played.
Later.
See ya.
Rig 'em weedless.
Wilt's trout fishing. Drop shot of stickleback. I don't.
I'm trying to move it forward.
But I don't think you were. I really don't. You weren't, and then you definitely weren't. None of this.
It's unlike me to
It's not like you guys just to wrap up a point.
Speaking of hanging a left on sport,
Downtown Scimitar.
Next to Ladlesburg.
Oh boy.
All right.
Because I still had that. I haven't fished in 2 days. I still had that tied on. And
2 whole days.
2 whole days.
Were you getting the shakes, bud?
I was getting.
Were you getting the DTs?
Poor feller.
Get this man some fishing.